Welcome everyone. It's fantastic to see everyone here, and certainly fantastic to have the opportunity for everyone to be here in person. I think the last couple of years have obviously shown us how much we appreciate getting together, having the opportunity to talk about whatever we've got to talk about, and certainly the last 6 months for both myself and Tony have been an interesting 6 months, I think, since we came out of the pandemic. We opened for events, and today will be a natural progression of conversations that have been taking place for a little while. It will also be the opportunity again to celebrate the partnership between the arena and the Steelers that for me started in 2017, but obviously for the Steelers here for over 30 years. I think I've said it before, but the heart, the soul, and the spirit of this venue is very much the Sheffield Steelers. And today, I think we will be definitely celebrating that.
I'm amazed how times have changed. Last time we did this, there was 3 people in the room. So yeah, like Dom, looking forward to a long partnership with the arena and another 7 or 8 years to come. So fingers crossed everything goes to plan.
Is that what we're doing today, unveiling a new 7-year contract?
That's exactly what we're doing. I think from my point of view, it's fantastic news. Another 7 years. The existing agreement, as some of you will remember, essentially comes to an end on in March 23, and this is a 7-season deal in an extension of that goes from September 23 and will take the Steelers here officially until 2030.
So Sheffield City Trust are handing back the arena and the other facilities to the council. So does this have any bearing on that? How do we know this will be honoured after the City Trust disappears?
So very much the City Council have been involved in all of these conversations, as you would expect. It's obviously been well documented, particularly over the last week or so, that Sheffield City Trust will not be tendering in any tender process. But the City Council, whose building the arena is, have been involved in this. Myself, Tony, Andrew Snelling, Chief Executive of City Trust, have been talking with all the relevant people at the City Council, and they are thoroughly behind this. We wouldn't have been able to enter this agreement without the City Council's blessing, and so this will be honoured until 2030. The Steelers have been here since 1991. Who wouldn't want to have the Steelers organisation in this building? Certainly from any venue operator. Biggest ice hockey team in the UK, 34 gigs in most natural seasons. I think anyone would want to snap that off anyway.
Who is going to run this then, if it's not the City Trust?
We have no idea who's going to run this.
Tony, can we just ask you about attendance figures? Obviously we've come out of 18 months, 2 years of COVID hell really, and it's affected every entertainment industry. How are your figures and how's that as a bearing for staying in this venue?
Our figures are far better than we expected. I guess like a lot of people, coming out of COVID, we didn't really know what to expect in terms of not just attendances, but in terms of support from sponsorship in general, the whole package. And our figures are up on previous seasons, and that's across the league, across all 10 clubs. Figures are up. And in Steelers terms, I think we now sit 15th in Europe as far as attendance figures are concerned. And when you think in 2011, when we took over, we were 200 plus in Europe. So we've made great progress on and off the ice. And I think the product on the ice is the key. And then that it resonates down to the fans attending, and they do that in great numbers every game.
The obviously state of the nation is an important thing. You've got to have teams of your standard to play against, and not all teams have got the same kind of setup that you guys have, or have got similarly the consistency to move forward. Are you worried that we might see the teams disappear and you'll not have the strength to the teams to play against?
No, I don't think so. This league's been established for 15 years now as the Elite League, and it's still going strong. There are smaller clubs and there are bigger clubs, but that's the same in every sport. You take the Premier League, for instance. You get big grounds, you get small grounds. They still survive, or they get replaced. We have inquiries on a regular basis as the Elite League for new clubs to join us, and we continue to review that.
Just going back to the trust, Dom, is it the case that City Trust needed like a £7 million bailout, which has been reported? If that's the case, is the arena making money while as some of the other facilities you've got, like Pons Forge, City Hall, are not?
So there was a reference to a £7 million bailout. Over the past few years, the City Trust has always been funded by the City Council. This was an extension of those conversations, and just reported in a slightly different way. There was a formal agreement this time because of the letter of intent and in terms of the audit processes. From our point of view, it was very much business as usual with the council, as the council have come out and talked about in further reports last week. The arena is the commercial enterprise for the City Trust. It always has been. It is here to essentially make money so that we can plough money back into the charitable objectives of the Trust. Anything that the arena and City Hall makes, and any of the other commercial activities that the Trust take on board, whether that's in the sport and leisure venues, is here for the health and well-being. And we've got a number of activities that we put that money into.
But is the arena propping the others up?
I wouldn't say it's propping it up. City Council is obviously funding us.
Dom, can I ask what does this deal mean to the general public?
I think we've just touched on it. Notwithstanding all the publicity and stuff that came out in the press last week, I think for the general public, it gives certainty. I can imagine that there were a number of fans that were a little bit concerned by some of the way some of the reports were. It gives them stability. It shows that we're going to be investing on and off the ice. The Steelers organisation, Tony and the team have shown year on year, certainly since I've been here, that they will invest both on and off the ice. The City Council and the Trust have funded some significant infrastructure into the building, with the new dashboard with the ice plant and such like. Ice hockey is a priority sport for this venue, and for the members of the public who are coming, whether they're existing fans or new fans, they will get to see top level ice hockey for the next, it'll be the next 8-9 years, because we've obviously got the existing agreement and the new agreement.
Are you going to invest in the arena more over the next 7 years? Anything you can tell us about that?
So again, there is some significant plans over the next 2 years for investment into the building. Obviously, we've already made some significant off-ice investment already, which has predominantly been back of house in the systems. People will see, as has been reported, some significant investment into the front of house and the hospitality and the suite areas, and a number of other areas. It's just fitting it into our busy programme is the challenge at the moment.
So, can I ask you about the Steelers as well? You've been here it's about 31 years now. You're looking here older, by the way. I just wondered, in terms of where it's going, where are you going to be, what's your short, medium, long-term plans? You've won everything, what's left to do?
Well, you could ask anybody that in sport and they'd tell you the same. We want to win more. We want to be more successful. And 1991, we picked it up, as you know, in July 2011, and we continue to invest in the team to make it better if possible, but also off-ice as well, to continue to improve the off-ice side of the business, because they gel together very nicely. We want to continue much the same and be a top team in the Elite League. We've got the best venue in the country, one of the best venues in Europe actually, and it's going to be improved again. So it made absolute sense to me to get the contract locked down first. Because of what's been suggested might happen, there may be changes. I think it was important from a business point of view that we get that contract in place, and we're delighted today to announce that that's happened.
Why 7 years, Tony? Why not 5? Why not 10?
It's strange, really, because there was a 5-year deal on the table, but I asked if I could have 7 because we're proposing to invest in more infrastructure in the arena, Bob, and we wanted to be able to write it off over 7 years, not 5. It was quite an expensive piece of kit. We're going to improve the Videotron, and we needed a 7-year deal to make that happen.
It looks good on the byline as well. Steelers here till 2030.
Yeah. Plus, we only have to have one press conference.
So what tangible difference do you think it'll make to the club? I mean, I just can't see how it will improve the team. I mean, you can improve the infrastructure around it, but I mean, does that mean you're going to spend more on the next year's crop of players because you've got the stability of the whole?
No, as a league, when we came out of COVID, we were very nervous about the middle to long term future. So we agreed that we would put a wage cap in place for a season or two, and that's going to continue to happen. So we're going to be very cautious on what we spend on the playing side of the teams. But it's important that we have stability so that we can plan, from a coaching point of view, from a player recruitment point of view, and as I said earlier, from infrastructure. So 7 years makes absolute sense to me.
I'm not suppose you'll go into any details, but was there a rise in tenancy fees built in a percentage you can perhaps share with us over the 7 years?
I'd love to say that we're paying the same rent in 2030 that we are now, but that's not the case. There will be some structure linked to the contract, yeah.
Will do. Like I say, if all of you want, or any of you want any one-on-ones with either Tony or Don, that's no problem at all. So thank you very much.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.